Joining us now from Chicago is Dr. Julie Morita, the Executive Vice President of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation and a member of President-elect Biden's COVID-19 task force. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me. Been nice to see you.
We heard Trevor just talking about this. The CDC's warning the highly contagious UK variant could become the predominant variant in the U.S. by March. How concerning is this, and what is the incoming administration's plans to deal with it?
So the CDC report that was issued yesterday was looking at the one particular variant, the UK variant. There have been other variants that have been detected throughout the world and in the United States. What that model actually did was project out how common or how prevalent would the virus strain be, and when would it be the predominant strain. And what they found is that it could be predominant as soon as in March. I think the key thing to focus in on is that there are things that we know about this strain, that it's more easily transmitted, that it's easier to catch. But what we don't know and still remains uncertain is how treatments are affected by this variant and how the preventative vaccines, will they work as well? And that work is being done right now to look into that. But what we do know is that wearing masks, washing your hands, keeping socially distant from friends and family, and then following isolation and quarantine recommendations from public health. Those things all work, as well as getting vaccinated. And so those measures are critical right now. We need to continue to do those things.
Those same measures we keep hearing about. I also want to talk about, there's been some confusion about whether or not there are vaccines left in this Federal Reserve that can still be administered. Do you know, are there more vaccine doses that can be distributed to the states, or are we out of reserves at this point?
So it's been an interesting week in terms of this information coming out. There was this false sense that there was a large stockpile of vaccine that was being held in reserve and that it was going to be released. However, the thing I would keep in mind is that, we know that there's been 30 million doses that have been distributed to states and locals, and that of those, only about 11 million have actually been administered. So there's still another 19 million doses that remain that can be tapped into. And meanwhile, the manufacturers are producing additional vaccine. So I think the focus really should be on in terms of how do we make sure that the vaccines that are distributed already are getting administered. And the President-elect's American Rescue Plan outlined his plans, his administration's plans for how to make that happen.
Dr. Morita, thank you so much for being on. No question, this is a complicated process getting those vaccines into people's arms. So many people wanting them. Thank you so much again.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.